Hi people, I hope we're all doing good. So today I want to share my little story on climate advocacy because most times I've got some, questions from people. What inspired me? How did I start? How did I know about climate change and all of that? Okay, so I decided to talk about it a little today. So, as people may know me, those that are close to me, I didn't even study anything close to climate change or environment or whatever in the university. I studied political science and international relations. Yeah. As somebody that loves art, governance, civic engagement, blah, 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 right from secondary school, or should I even say right from primary school, I've had this community kind of spirit. Like, I've always loved to work with people, be in the midst of people. Yeah, so I studied that. I stumbled upon, because I kind of like stumbled upon climate change in 2020. That COVID year was like a year of discovery for many of us. That was when most of us discovered that I have this thing in me. I think I should develop on it, because that lockdown was not something that was very easy for most of us, sitting down at home 24/7. I personally am a kind of person that do not like to be idle, like to be up and do this, do that. So I was, usually scrolling on the internet, and then I saw this video where somebody, I think a journalist, speaking about climate change affecting people, blah blah blah. It's like, climate change, I've heard it before, but I didn't really pay much attention to it. But that video was really, really attractive. It was a comprehensive video, like it was detailed. So I decided to read about it. I read about it. I saw some affected areas. Of course, Nigeria is part of the affected countries. I saw that global south is this, that. It was a lot, but I wanted to learn because I was so connected to it. And I was so busy with it that it gives me this joy when I was on that journey of learning about what climate change really is. So I read about it. I also read start for some workshop and classes on climate change, environmental stewardship, blah blah blah, in 2020. So I learned about it. I was reading about it, and I was following up on videos and some of the cases here in Nigeria, like flooding and all of that. So, and then in early 2021, I decided to start climate change advocacy as a writer, as a poet, and a public speaker. I was like, this is a serious thing, and as a humanitarian, because I have this immeasurable love for humanity. So I decided to start climate change advocacy, or should I say climate advocacy. Started in 2021. That was after the lockdown, and the first project I worked on, after all the mentorship classes and everything, the first project I worked on was working alongside Al Islam, a climate change campaign. I've shared it before when I said I wrote a spontaneous poem. I wrote the poem on the spot. It was flowing and everything. It was in collaboration with the National Agency for the Great Green Wall. I wrote this poem. It was so inspiring. It was even me that was reading what I wrote, I was like, wow, this is really good. So I think I should continue. And then after that project, I also, it exposed me to some elements in climate change that I don't even know about. I continued my journey of learning, and then I started advocacy, and little by little, the audience that understood what I was doing, they started to reach out, and I was part of some project. I also organized my own project. I co-facilitated, moderated, panelist, all of that. And so far, it has been a very beautiful journey. And for the fact that I've got questions for some people, I always try to inspire them, because it's like a global responsibility. It's a universal call. It's not something that you just see and you be like, I beg, what's concern me. It's actually concerned, or even if we're not being affected to it directly, or it does not really affected somebody that we know, we just have to look out for each other and become the better version of ourselves. So I hope this inspires somebody. This is not all, but this video is getting long. I don't like long videos. So bye.